Good morning, everybody. This is Ramesh. Today I will explain current electricity. What is the current electricity? Current electricity, it is a rate of flow of charge, that is I is equal to dq by dt. It transfers electrical energy from one point to the another point. If the rate is more, the more energy will be transferred. And it is a tensor quantity. So why it is a tensor quantity means sir, it got the direction and magnitude, but it does not follow vector addition rule. So that's why it is a tensor quantity. Tensor quantity. For example, so take a wire. At this point, it got two segments. Through this 3 amperes current and through this 4 amperes current is flowing, and angle is 90 degrees. We are not applying any vector concept here. If it is a vector concept, means 3, 4 and angle between them is 90 means we are supposed to get the 5. But we are reading the 7 amperes. Why I am writing 7 amperes means according to the charge conservation, how much charges are flowing towards this junction is equal to the charges are leaving from the junction. Okay, that means it is not following the any vector addition, but it will depends on the direction. Now see, this is the direction of this 3 amperes current. If I will change the direction of this current, what will happen? Take the same wire. This is 3 amperes. I am changing the direction 3 amperes. It is a 4 amperes and 90 degrees. Through this, according to the charge conservation, 1 ampere current should flow. Now see, on changing the direction, we got the two different values. That means it depends on the direction, but it does not follow the vectors addition rule. So that's why it is a tensor quantity. Got the direction and the magnitude, but does not follow the vector addition rule. So that's why it is a tensor quantity. That is I average current. I average, that is delta Q upon delta T. So that means total charge upon total time. And if limit delta T tends to 0, delta Q by delta T, when this time interval is approaching to the 0, the average current will convert as instantaneous current. Now this is called as instantaneous current, that is dq by dt. That is dq by dt. Now what is happening means when this time interval approaches to the 0 means this average current will convert as a instantaneous current. Okay, for example, here suppose charge is given. First charge is given in terms of the time. Q of t is equal to t square plus 2t plus 1. Charge is given us this much. And now they are asking, find out I average till 2 seconds and find out I at 2 seconds. These both are not the same things. It is I average and it is instantaneous. How to find out the I average means here? So here I am doing here. How to find out the I average? I average is equal to till 2 seconds. So if time t is equal to 0, there is the initial charge we will get 1, and the final charge when time t is equal to 2 seconds, 4 plus 4, 8 plus 1 is equal to 9. Q final is equal to 9. So there is a 9 minus 1 upon 2, that is 8 by 2 is equal to 4 amperes. This is the average current. Now, second question they are asking, find out the instantaneous current. There is instantaneous current means simply how to take the derivative dq by dt. Instantaneous current is dq by dt. And if you take the derivative for this 2t plus 2 we will get. But at a time t is equal to 2 seconds means if you replace the t value, t is equal to means 2 to the 4 plus 2 is equal to 6 amperes. See, instantaneous current and average current both are different. These both are not same. Clear? So that means here, so we can find out the I average and instantaneous current when the given charge in terms of t. Okay, so otherwise sometimes they may give the graph also. Suppose they give the graph. On the x-axis time, it is current I is 15 and is 4 is given. On the x-axis have taken the time, that means that 0 to 4 time interval, and this is the current is the suppose, okay, no problem, you take the 15. Now what they are asking means here, find the charge. In this case what they are asking here, find the charge they are asking. So how to find out the charge means here, to find out the charge, so I is equal to dq by dt, right? Rate of flow of the charge. I dt is equal to dq, and to get the charge, take the integration both sides. Therefore charge q is equal to integral I dt. But here graph is given. From the graph means that we no need to do anything, just to find out the area under the curve. We just find out the area under the curve, that gives the charge on. Integration means here, that means that area under the curve only. So that means here we are finding area. Area means it is in the shape of the triangle. Area is equal to 1 by 2 multiplies base multiplies height. That is 2 into 15, so 30. 30 coulombs is the charge. If they are given, let them give the graph, otherwise let them give the q in terms of the t, then you can, so if they are given the q in terms of the t, we can find out the I average instantaneous, and if they are given the graph, from that graph we can find out the charge. Okay. Suppose I is given in terms of the t, current is given in terms of the t, that is t square, otherwise t plus 1. Suppose they given the I of t, t is equal to t plus 1. Current is given in terms of the t. Now they are asking find out the charge. How to find out the charge? How to find out the charge means just now we have seen the q is equal to integral I t dt. Limits we will be applying from the initial to the final. And they suppose they are asking the till 2 in 2 seconds. In 2 seconds means so that means 0 to 2. So in 2 seconds, suppose with the time is 0 to 2 seconds. Now integral t plus 1 dt, that is a t square by 2 plus t, limits from 0 to 2. Put the upper limit, 2 square 4, 4 by 2 is the 2, then 2 plus 2 is equal to 4. The lower limit is 0, that is a 4. Okay, let them give q in terms of the t, otherwise let them give I in terms of the t. We can solve the numericals like this. It's not so difficult. This is how you solve the some of the basic numericals. Now let me explain current density. Current density. Current density. Take a conductor, electric field direction left to right, that means the current is flowing like this. This is the current is flowing like this. Current density is denoted by the J. J is equal to that is I by A. I by A. A is what a cross-sectional area. Here one thing is there, which cross-sectional area you take? Which cross-sectional area you take? Which cross-sectional area you take means that I will give the 2 examples, then we will come to know which cross-section area you take. Suppose here I have taken the cross-section. This is a cross-section. This area vector means here, this is the area vector direction. Suppose I am taking this is area vector direction. Now, the surface area, the surface of this area is perpendicular to the flow of current direction. In this case, if you observe, surface of this area is perpendicular to the flow of the current direction. Okay? Suppose, if I have taken like this surface area, I can take like this also surface area. And for this, area vector will be in this direction. Suppose let's take A dash, and it is making some angle with this theta. But in this case, this surface is not perpendicular to the flow of current direction. Then what you have to do it? So then write the components. So if you have written the components of the A dash, and this side we will get this side we will get, that is the A dash cos theta. Right? Now see that. Now this component, we are taking this component. So now this component surface is perpendicular to the flow of the current direction. So that means that you can add J is equal to I upon A dash cos theta. Okay, and finally we can conclude that J is equal to I upon A perpendicular. So A perpendicular means here, this is the area which surface is perpendicular to the flow of the current direction. So then that can be taken as a cross section area. This is the formula. And here, so this kind of density can be considered as a vector. It is a vector quantity. It is a vector quantity means that there must be a direction. The direction will be along the current flowing direction. Along the current flowing direction, right? So from this I can write I is equal to, from this I is equal to what I can, from this I is equal to, that is J multiplies A dash cos theta. A dash cos theta, right? Cos theta is there. Means sir, we can write the dot product. Therefore, I is equal to, we can write I is equal to J dot A bar. This is the current density. Okay. And what are the unit means that unit you can write, that is J is equal to I by U means this ampere per meter square you can write. This is about the current density. Now, next topic is current electricity means here, inside the conductors, the charges must be flow. Now we will see how means the charges means electron volts. Okay, in the case of the conductors, which are free means electrons are the free. Okay, they can move, but means for our convenient purpose, sometimes means we can consider as there is a positive charge also moving. Okay, so but in reality, conductors only electrons will move. Why means that these are the free charges. Clear? Okay. Suppose you take the conductor. In that conductor, how these electrons will be moving? Now I will be explaining. Inside the conductor, how this charges will move. I am taking the one conductor. This is a conductor. We know that here you take any conductor, inside the conductor, suppose I am taking the room temperature. At room temperature, all the electrons there keep moving only, but charges can be rest at 0 Kelvin, that is minus 273 degrees Celsius. Now what I am taking is at room temperature. Electrons are free to move. They are moving means here. How they move means here. Randomly they move. Random direction. Then random direction means here. In gases, we see in gas also the molecules motion is in random direction. They may move in different directions along the x-axis, y-axis, z-axis. So it is the same thing. The electrons will be moving randomly. So randomly they will be moving. Yeah? Suppose you take the any like this. Okay. Now what is happening means here? In this case, the net displacement is equal to 0 because due to their random motion. For example, in that, suppose you take the x-axis, y-axis, z-axis. On the x-axis, how many charges are moving? Positive x-axis. Same quantity of the charges will be moving on the negative x-axis also. Net displacement is equal to 0. In the same way, along the y-axis, otherwise z-axis. Okay, that means net displacement is equal to 0 due to their random motion. If net displacement is equal to net displacement is equal to 0. Okay, but net displacement is equal to 0 means that means net velocity also 0. Why means velocity is equal to displacement upon time. So that means net velocity is equal to 0. But here speed cannot be 0. In this case, speed cannot be 0. Speed is not equal to 0. Speed not is equal to 0. So this is what happened before connecting any external, means a battery. Otherwise, you are not creating any potential difference across this conductor. This is what happening, right? Now, suppose take the same conductor. This is a conductor, right? And we are creating a potential difference. The potential difference is V. Potential difference is the V means here. This is the difference of the higher potential and the lower potential. Suppose let's take this is 0 and it is a V. Okay. But and one more thing. These are the connecting wires. In connecting wires, so resistance almost 0. So that's why. So in connecting wire, everywhere means there won't be any potential drop. That means 0 means at this place also 0, and at this side is a V means this is the V only. Now we created potential difference across this conductor. Now electric field direction is this one, and current flow direction also in the same direction. This is the current flow direction also. But already we know that if current is moving in this direction, means the right side, the electrons will be moving the opposite direction of the current flow. But positive charge move along the current direction. Clear? If you take the electrons will be moving opposite direction of the current. And if you take the positive charges, so positive charges will move along the current flowing direction only. Clear? Yeah. Now after that, what happens means here. Now what I have created? I have created the electric field. So due to this external electric field, some force will be applied on this electrons. Force will be applied on the electron. Suppose you take the same diagram like this, then like this, then like this. That means here is the initial and the final point. Now there is a displacement. So in this case, net displacement is not equal to 0. Why means here, whenever we create some potential across the conductor, some force will be acted on the electron. Due to that, they will get the little bit displacement. So due to this displacement, what happens means this due to displacement, net velocity is not equal to 0. So net displacement is not equal to 0. Net displacement and net velocity is not equal to 0. Net velocity is not equal to 0. And this is called the drift velocity. So drift velocity means this is the average velocity of all the electrons in the direction of opposite to the electric field direction. That is the drift velocity. This is called as a drift velocity. And speed also not equal to 0. And speed also is not equal to 0. But in this case, speed is much greater than the drift velocity. Much greater than the drift velocity. Now speed, it will be order of the 10 power 3 to 10 power 4. 10 power 4 to 10 power 3. This is the order of 10 power 3 to 10 power 4. And order of the drift velocity is 10 power minus 2 to minus 10 power minus 3. Clear? So this will happen before connecting the battery and after connecting the battery. So before connecting the battery, here net displacement is equal to 0. That means net velocity is equal to 0 and speed cannot be 0. Speed not equal to 0. But in this case, when we apply some potential across the conductor, what is happening? Means here on this electrons, some force will be applied by the electric field, then they are getting a little bit displaced. That means drift. They get the drift. So now this average velocity, this net velocity is called what? Drift velocity. What is the definition of drift velocity? Means sir, it is the average velocity of all the electrons in the direction of opposite to the electric field. That is the drift velocity. Here drift velocity not equal to 0 and speed also not equal to 0. But when you compare the speed and this drift velocity, speed is much more than the drift velocity. Okay. Now already I have given, so it may be around 10 power 3 to 10 power 4 is the order of the speed, and drift velocity order will the 10 power minus 3 to 10 power minus 2. Okay. Next. Now like this, to study about the flow of the electron motion is somewhat difficult. So that's why scientists, they assumed one assumption. What that assumption means here? So they assumed like this. Suppose take a conductor. The length of conductor is L. Length of the conductor is L, and electric field is in this direction. Electric field is in this direction. That means the current also will be flowing in the same direction. Current is the current direction I. Then electrons will be opposite direction of the electric field. What that assumption means here? This all the electrons are, they align in a particular direction like soldiers. Like this, so they will get a one particular means alignment. Okay, the alignment. Now what is happening means here, on this electron, some force will be applied to the electric field. That is, due to that, what happens means here, it produces some acceleration. Acceleration A is equal to F by M. F means E multiplies E, EQ. E upon M. It is acceleration, right? And what's the initial velocity? Initial velocity means here, so initially electrons are moving randomly, this side, that side. That's why initial velocity is equal to 0. Initial velocity is equal to 0. And final velocity, there's a drift velocity. Final velocity is the drift velocity. Now, what is happening is here, if you take any conductor, if you take the 1 gram of any metal also, in that many free electrons will be there. So many free electrons means there is a more possibility to collide each other. Now when they go under collision, the collision between the distance between the two successive collisions, that is said to be lambda, that is the mean free path. This is the lambda mean free path. At the same time, the average time taken between the two successive collisions is said to be, there is a relaxation time, it is denoted by the tau. Clear? It is denoted by the tau. Now, if we apply this form, S is equal to ut plus half at square. Between these two collisions, displacement, there is a lambda, and initial velocity is equal to 0. This is 1 by 2, and acceleration is equal to how much? Acceleration is E upon M, right? And T square means that is a tau square. This is what? Tau square. This is you got the lambda, and between them the displacement lambda and average time, the relaxation time is the tau. And from here to here, if they ask what the drift velocity means, drift velocity Vd is equal to, that is the drift velocity Vd is equal to lambda upon tau. So lambda upon tau means Vd is equal to 1 by 2, otherwise E multiplies E tau upon 2m. Lambda upon tau, 1 tau get cancelled. So that's why Vd is equal to E multiplies tau upon 2m. This is the drift velocity. And if you want, you can replace the E also. Already we know that the relation between electric field and potential E is equal to V by L. E is equal to V by L. So then Vd is equal to E, that is E multiplies tau upon 2m. In place of the E, we can replace the V by L. V by L is the drift velocity. Okay, drift velocity. Now listen. Now, suppose take the conductor. It is a conductor. The length of the conductor we have taken L. And electron, this is the current direction I, and electric field direction also. Now electrons will be moving in the opposite direction. Electrons. Suppose you take this is the cross section and this is the cross section. Here some electrons are present on the surface. In dt time, they transfer from here to here. And assume that here number of electrons for unit volume is equal to n. So number of electrons per unit volume is equal to, let's say, n. Now in dt time, how much distance they can travel means that is a vd dt. In dt time, so derivative velocity vd, and dt time how much distance they can travel means there is a vd dt. And they moved from here to here means that this is the region where electrons are presented. That means that this volume we needed. Okay, on this volume how much charge is there means the outright means dq is equal to charge on this region. Charge dq is equal to number of electrons, so n. Okay, number of electrons per unit volume 1, and charge of one electron is E, and it is the for a 1 unit volume means we need complete volume, and complete volume is cross section area. Suppose you take the A, cross section area multiplies this length means vd dt. From this we can add dq by dt is equal to, that is n e a vd. So this is what a current I is equal to n e a vd. It is the relation between the current and derivative velocity. It is the relation between the current and derivative velocity. This is the relation. Okay, you got well and good. Now replace this well in this. I is equal to, already you got the I is equal to n multiplies e a vd. But this is what a derivative velocity. Derivative velocity already we came to know, that is vd is equal to e tau v upon 2 ml. That is I is equal to n multiplies e multiplies a multiplies. vd is e multiplies tau multiplies v upon 2 ml, right? From this I can add 2 ml upon n e square a tau is equal to v by I. Sorry, v by I. For a conductor, m is what? Mass of the electron. Sorry, it's the length. Length is the particular length you are taken, constant, n constant, and e constant, a constant, and tau is the constant. Then this complete is the constant. So that means here V by I is equal to constant. We have proved V by I is equal to constant. V by I is equal to constant we have proved means that means here it is, we proved the Ohm's law. V by I is equal to constant. That means this is what? Resistance. This is what? A resistance. Clear? So that means we got the resistance. So now what is the resistance? Resistance R is equal to. From this we got the resistance. So that resistance R is equal to 2 ml upon n e square a multiplies tau. This is the resistance. Now see. Now from this again what you can add, R is equal to 2 m upon n e square tau L by A. It is a resistance. Resistance depends on material. S depends on the material. And it depends on the dimensions. S depends on the dimensions, is the length and area. And see, this is the constant for the particular conductor, not for all the conductors. It is suppose copper means for the copper it is a fix, and iron means for iron it is a fix. The hardcore property of the material. It is the hardcore property of the material. So that's why it is what means it is the material property means it is the resistivity rho. Rho is equal to, from this what you can enter. So rho is equal to 2 m upon n e square tau. This is the resistivity. It is the material property, hardcore property of the material. For a particular conductor, it is a constant. Clear? Now R is equal to 2 m upon n e square tau. Clear na? Now see, R will be depending on material S and depends on the dimensions of the conductor S, right? And what about the resistivity? So resistivity, it depends on only material. It is the hardcore property of the material. Okay. Now see, we came to R will depend on length and depends on the area, means the dimensions of the conductor depends. Other than this, and it will be depending on temperature also. And one more thing is for example, This is the current I1 and this is the current I2. It is dimensions are A, B and it is a C. And one more current I am taking like this, I3. This is inside. It is I2, right? Now listen. We know that R is equal to rho multiplies L by A. L and A. For I1, for current I1, what's the length? What's the length? Length is B. Length is what? B. So that means length is B means R1 is equal to rho multiplies length is the B and area means the AC. Area is what? AC, right? Area is the AC. And if you will take the current I2, so for this R2, let's say R2 is equal to the rho multiplies, in this case length is what? C. C upon AB. C upon AB. And if you take the R3 and C, that is rho multiplies here, that is the A upon BC. You see that? Resistance will be depending on dimensions and depends on the material and depends on the temperature and depends on the direction of the current also. In this direction, what you got here? B by AC. Rho multiplies B by AC. And in this, we got a rho multiplies C by AB. And means inside, there is the R3 is equal to A by BC. That means the resistance will be depending on material as well as temperature, dimensions, and at the same time, it will be depending on flow of the current direction also. Thank you.